Hello, my name is Alexandrea Christianus Gregory Tongkul. I'm from SK Sampel Klopis Penampang Year 6 Gigi. Today I'll be reviewing 5 books entitled The Boy Who Cried Wolf, Together Make Things Easier, Tito and Sona, The Ugly Duckling and the Red Shoes. For the first book is Together Make Things Easier, written by Miles Kelly. This book is about a shepherd boy who tended his sheep at the foot of a mountain near a dark forest. He was out on the slopes all day by himself and often get lonely and bored. So one day, he thought up a plan where he could get a little fun. So he left his flock unattended and rushed down towards his village and shouted. The villagers came running to check that he was unharmed, and they were very mad at him. And the next day he did it again. But a few days later, when he was watching his sheep, when a wolf really did come out of the forest. But of course, the boy set off down to the mountainside, crying even louder and even more panicked than before. But this time, the villagers who'd been fooled 2 times didn't even move an inch. The next book is Together Make Things Easier, written by Long. This book is about a deer named Mika, a squirrel named Beno, and an elephant named Kimbo. They were good friends. One day, they went for a walk in the jungle, when a big monster ran towards them with a pair of green eyes and held a big club at its end. Mika, Beno, and Kimbo ran away and managed to escape from the monster. But while wandering around, the monster caught a goat. The goat was unable to escape from the monster. So one day, Papa Goat tried to help the goat, but as when Papa Goat ran as fast as he could to where Mika has told him to go, until the monster claws hit the beehive, when a swarm of bees were mad and stung the monster away. The third book is Tito and Sono, written by Sui Kon. This book is about Tito was a farmer who lived in a village. One day, Sono moved in to live next to Tito. At night, Sono snored very loudly while Tito could not sleep. So he tossed and turned in bed and shouted at Sono to stop snoring. Then he went back to sleep, while Sono was awake and felt bad for snoring. That morning, Sono went to the doctor to give him a mouth cover. That night, Tito was curious and waited for Sono to snore. So he went to the window and shouted at Sono to snore. Sono heard it and sat up and began to snore, and 2 of them fell asleep. The fourth book is The Ugly Duckling, written by Hans Andersen. This book is about a mother duck was sitting on her nest, waiting her eggs to hatch. One by one, the ducklings struggled out. When a big egg hatched, it was the ugliest duckling ever. One day, Mother Duck taught her family how to swim, even the ugly duckling. But it did him no good because his sisters and brothers still laughed at him, so he felt lonely and sad. That day, the ugly duckling met an old woman. He wanted to make a wish, but he had to make himself useful. So that winter, he spent all by himself, cold and hungry. When warm sun began to shine, he was amazed at how big he had grown and was much stronger than before. The last and also my favorite book is The Red Shoes, written by Hans Andersen. This book is about a girl named Karen whose mother died when she was small. But an old lady saw her in the street and adopted her. That day, you will think that she was happy, but she was very vain. She always wanted the red shoes, but her mother refused to buy them, but she gave in. One day, Karen was wearing her red shoes in the church and forgot to say her prayers. As soon as the service was over, Karen stepped out of the church. The red shoes began to dance all by themselves, on and on, until she found a cottage house where she met an old man. She asked him to chop off his feet and her red shoes and replace them with a wooden leg. She was very upset, and one day when she was praying and how she wished she had not been vain, when an angel of God appeared and carried her into the church and gave her own feedback again. So the moral of the story, if you become selfish, nobody will forgive you. Thank you for listening to my book review.